So ultimately, it was, people's bank account that it goes still to come and use the money and transfer to people's bank account. And so they wanted to put their enemy in trouble. They wanted to put their family in trouble, not me, because God has been so good to me. First of all, if God wasn't so good to me, that $10,000 that they put in the account would have been, approved in the bank account. And then when that was approved, I would have used it to buy things and send to them. And at the end of the day, when the owner of the owner of the account comes and wants his money back, who is going to be in debt for $10,000 for people who I don't even know? You understand? So first of all, I thank God for that, because they didn't make it. They made away with some money, but it's amount of money that is not $10,000. I'm not going to say how much it is, but it's a few dollars that it made up with, that I'm trying for them to pay now. And it so happened that the so-called person who was my mutual was a friend of mine from the start, she's like trying to like clear herself, like get herself out of the situation. She was telling me that, oh, I did warn you before that don't give your money to these people. I did not give my money to these people. Okay, you understand? And she is claiming that she didn't know what happened, that but it's so I don't believe it, because you have an idea. First of all, if you don't have an idea of what was going on, first of all, did you forget that you told me that they've been doing this? So you want to tell me that you didn't know what they were doing? You understand? You didn't know what they were doing in the first place. And first of all, it's your fault, because you were the person who introduced me to these people. I don't know these people before. I don't know your brother before. You understand? You were the person who introduced me to this, your brother, your so-called brother. I don't know if he's a brother or it is a guy that you're claiming is your brother, for me to feel sorry for you if you say he is your brother. Secondly, you are claiming that you don't know anything about it, that it's my fault that I send them money. It's not my fault that I never met this guy. You are the one who introduced me, and you told me he's your brother. You understand? And that was why, because I wanted to help you, I kind of like got convinced and think that you were actually, needed that help, and I was trying to help you, not that you guys were trying to get me into trouble. You understand? I would have been arrested for something I didn't even know anything about. You understand? And saying this, people might look at me and be like, oh, why would she say she didn't know? I swear to God, I have never even heard about something like this, because maybe because of the way my life is, I don't pay attention to a lot of things. I work a lot, like I never even knew about these cards until when I started going to the stores to buy them. And they were telling me, oh, these cards are the latest, like one of the fraud that people are using to get money from people. I didn't even know about them. You understand? And usually for me, I'll go and make research about things. Hello, welcome back again today to another episode of my channel. My name is Priscilla Presley, and I am back again today, guys. I've been gone. Like, I can't remember. I posted a video like 3 weeks ago, and since then I haven't been able to upload any videos, but here I am. I'm back again, guys. Anyway, so I'm so excited that we have been elected a new president. So I want to say congrats to Joe Biden and Kamala Harrison. Congrats to you guys. I hope you guys will do a good job, and also won't let the people who voted you down. So anyway, guys, in today's video, I'm not going to be doing any DIYs. Usually I am here most of the times doing some DIYs, but today is actually going to be a sit down video, and I'm going to be telling you guys a story of what happened to me. And I want you guys to opinion and tell me how you feel about this story. And also, please, disclaimer, before you go out and curse me out and say whatever you want to say, please sit down and please listen to the story attentively before you go out and start throwing all kinds of insult on me. So I'm not going to just waste time. I'm not going to just beat about the bush. I'm going to go straight to the business. So the business is that I got scammed. Okay, I got scammed, I got duped, I got conned, I got someone did 419 on me. I don't even know how to explain that. Anyway, I am the type of person that I like to be very careful. You know, I have always been, people have been trying to like scam me, So but I'm always very careful of that. And also, sometimes you get people from Facebook or people who are behind a profile picture on Facebook trying to tell you things, and once I realize, sometimes your first instinct is always right. So always follow your first instinct, okay guys, because sometimes if you don't follow your first instinct, you will sit back and you will regret why you did not follow it. Besides that, I have been scammed. Like I said, I've always been a very careful person, but I try to give people a chance. And I also, I have, a lot of experiences in life. I've had my hardship in life. I have suffered in life. And it comes to make me think that it's so hard to get good people in this world, because when I was out there, during my time when I was growing up, a lot of people weren't so nice to me. And to me, I didn't want to feel like because people weren't nice to me, I'm going to grow up being nasty to other people. No, I actually wanted to treat people better if I can. I want to like them. I want to help them if I can in any way. So I don't let people, I don't look down on people. I'm not so very friendly, because I'm the type of person that I've started being so careful, because I usually used to trust people so fast, and that it didn't take me anywhere. I ended up getting in trouble all the time when I trust that quick. So this time around, I have learned a great lesson not to trust people. With time, you get to know, it develops. It's not going to be just one night, or you will never just listen to people and just believe what they're telling you, because people could say a lot of things that are not true. So I have learned my lesson from that. I'm a very careful person, and I try to monitor people. It's not like I'm trying to monitor you to see if you're doing something wrong. I'm just saying that I'm not just going to jump into see you and then jump and say, hey, this person is my friend, because of the first experience. There's always first impression. So once you get to know people, sometimes the first time is different, second time is different, and as time goes, you begin to figure out the type of person you're dealing with. But I do not like to look down on people. I like to help if I can. And really talking about help, I don't even want to talk about people I've helped in life. You understand? Because it would seem to me like it would come off like as if I'm bragging. I don't want to brag. Okay, I don't want anybody to think I'm coming here to come and tell people that I've helped people. I don't want to, it's not in my place to say how many people I've helped. Actually, those people that I help should be the one telling others how I help them. So I'm just, because of this story, I'm going to just break down some things and just explain it to you guys. But I don't want you guys to think that I'm bragging. I'm not. Anyway, I met this friend. I'm not going to say her name. You understand? At least not yet. So I met this person. I like to give people a chance, even though, I live here in America. I have been living here for the past 12 years. And my way of understanding is way different from how I was when I was back home. You understand? So my thinking is different, my reasoning is different, and also how I do things is way different from how I was when I was back home. So I've adopted that kind of life, so, and also, living here in America, it has taught me a lesson that nobody gives you anything for free. You understand? Sometimes even parents, before they give their children pocket money, they'll make sure they give them a chore to do before they earn that money, because they want you to grow up feeling that you have to work before you eat. And also, don't expect that anybody's going to give you anything for free. You understand? So, but to me, I just feel like it's just a typical American mentality. I didn't want to be like that. So sometimes I would just go out of my way and do things for people without any expectation or anything back. You understand? I'm just saying. So I kind of met this person, and we kind of connected based on certain things. I'm not going to say that because I do not want to give clues. So we just kind of connected, and I took this person as, I wouldn't say as a family or me as a friend. I don't even know what phrase to use, because sometimes even families, they poison you. So it's not saying that family is going to be a big deal that they won't hurt you. If they want to hurt you, it doesn't mean whether you take them like family or even your own family could still do things to hurt you. So I actually trusted, I was beginning to trust this person, and mostly my attention that was drawn to this person was basically, about trying to help this person, So I would share my problems with this person, and the person would share their problems with me. So we kind of like became like acquaintances. Like, like sometimes you feel like even when you haven't met the person face to face, but you feel like you could trust the person a little bit. I mean, saying you don't trust anybody doesn't mean that you still can't give people a chance, So I kind of like started being very open with this person. This person started being open with me. We share our problems together, sometimes we'll laugh, sometimes we'll cry, sometimes, So, but also one thing I realized, coming from Nigeria, where I am from originally, I never really talk about it because I don't feel like it doesn't make me a different person. I know who I am, and the people that know where I come from, they know where I come from. I don't have to come and preach about it. Like I'm not saying this because I'm throwing shade on people who talk about where they come from, okay? This is just me, And also there are certain things living here in America will not allow me to come here on YouTube and come and say because of my reputation. Also, the lifestyle here is way different. There are certain things that you say that will affect you for life. You understand? So I'm always very, very careful with my words. I don't want to come and say something here that will turn to a controversial topic everywhere on the internet, because there's people watching, and also anything that you put out there on the internet is there. 100 years to come, it's there. So being here in America, in order for you to get a job, before you get a job, you apply for the job, and also you're going to be needing references, okay? And also some of the places that you work, they go on your social media to check the type of things that you post online, and that determines if you're going to get a job. So I'm always very careful. I'm not living in a free country. They said it's free, but it's not. You got to mind what you say, and sometimes what you say shall be used against you. So I always, I'm very, very mindful. If I see something I don't even like, I'm not even going to come and say my mind, because after all, if I say my mind, it's just going to make me look like a certain type of person. Like, everyone is entitled to their life. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. So if your opinion is to do whatever you did, maybe it's okay that it's yourself, it's you, it's not me. I could just look at it as, oh, why would this person do something like this, but I can't have a say, because you are mature enough to know what you want to say or what you want to do. It's your life. Like I said, it might seem to me like, why would this person do something like this? But I wouldn't come and tell you to your face and say, oh, by the way. Okay, so I, kind of like started trusting this person, and also, we started opening up, I mean, at least I was sincere with the things that I shared with this person, but also they also shared some things with me. I don't know if it's true, or maybe it was just all the act, but 100% something happened that one day this person calls me and tells me, oh, their brother needed help. They wanted to send money. They need to get money from America here. And I'm like, who is this person? I mean, the first time the person said something about, their brother needed a bank account, I straight up said, what, it's not safe to give anybody your bank account. And I did say that straight up. So, it did not stop. I mean, the person didn't come out as being pushy, but every time a conversation comes on, you get to a point where the person will bring this thing up. So it kept on coming on. And so one day I said, okay, so who is this person sending your brother money? And she went ahead and told me that the brother friend that lives here in America, he is actually, she told me that she didn't know so much details about it, but what she did was, I'm going to give you my brother's number, you contact him and he will tell you everything. So she went ahead and gave me his number, so I contacted him. And also trust Nigerians, everybody's auntie, everybody's uncle, and I don't see that being a point, because if you're trying to put me in trouble, I don't know why you be address me as your auntie, because, you know, I do not like when people call me anything that is not my name. I prefer you to call me by my name, Priscilla. It doesn't matter if you're older, you're younger, or you're whatever. I do not like any pet names. So if you have those pet names you want to call me, please just call me by my name. And I feel like if you call me by my name, I feel like you're respectful, because I don't want a situation whereby you're here calling me auntie in my face, but then when you go behind my back, you're cursing me out. I do not appreciate that. So I prefer someone to address me by my name. We're not living in Africa here. We call people by their name. We refer to them as their name. You have to be, you know, you have to call people certain ways. You have to be respectful. This is America. This place is a free land. You know, like you could relate with people who are older than you without you making them feel like they're too old. And plus, people don't like to be told that they're old in this country. So it's highly like something you should not go and call somebody, oh, by the way, you're older than me. No, who said that? You know, you're only old when you're dead, okay? As long as I'm alive, I'm not old. So calling someone old is like an insult. You know, you don't do that. But Nigerians are so fond of calling somebody auntie. I have not shown you my birth certificate, but you already assume how old I am. And that is not completely okay. You have to call people by their name, respect them. You know, you don't have to kneel down for anybody for you to show that you're respecting them. But the respect they need from you is to call them by their name. Or sometimes people prefer you to call them by their last name. So you could kindly ask someone, is it okay if I call you so and so? And so the person says, okay, you could call me this, you could call me that. And that shows respect. And that shows that you are intelligent. It's not by coming here and calling somebody mommy, daddy, uncle, auntie. No. No, that doesn't cut. It doesn't cut it. Anyway, so going back to the story, I have all these displays. Oh, big auntie. Oh, like all those, they're fake. You know, like I'm a Nigerian, so I know what it is. It's like I spent almost half of my life before I moved to this country, so I know what it is. You understand? So don't think you're gonna come here and come and make fun of me and make me. I don't want you to first of all respect me. You understand? I want you to be yourself in front of me, and that way I'll respect you more. You understand? So anyway, as that aside, the person now brought up third or fourth time again, hey, my brother needs a bank account. They're going to pay money inside. And I'm like, what do they do with the bank account? Where is this money coming from? And then she said, okay, I don't know how to explain, but I'm going to give you my brother's number for you to contact. So I contact the so-called brother, and the brother kind of like kept talking, and I kind of seemed like this person that I was talking to seemed to know a few things about this country that I don't even know myself. So it kind of like made me I was kind of impressed, you know, like I thought, oh, this person is intelligent for them to know these things, and I living here did not even know about them. So, you know, as time goes on, it so happened that they said they wanted to send money, and I asked this guy, where is this money coming from? He told me it was from his friend who is a politician in Nigeria. And like, honestly, if not for when this happened to me, I've never heard anything. I've never known this story. I've never known anything about this thing. Maybe if I'm telling people, people expect that I should know about it, but I don't. So I was kind of like innocent, and I was kind of like dumb for them to be able to use me anyway. And then one thing that doesn't, you know, really go well with me was because after I spoke to the brother, I went back and I spoke to her. I said, this is what your brother said. And then she told me, but do not let anybody know. And I'm like, when people tell you not to let somebody know something, you should know that something is up. Okay? Anytime anybody tell me this thing I'm doing is not a secret, if it is a secret, you could keep someone a secret. But this person tells you, I'm going to go do this thing, but I don't want anybody to know. Sometimes it is something is up with that. So anyway, she said that, oh, don't let any of your friends know, don't know, because they knew that if I let people know, the people will enlighten me. But because she didn't know, and that's what is so still convincing to me, because she's claiming that she didn't know what happened, but I don't believe it completely, you know. So anyway, that's why you need to tell me your opinion on the comment section. how you feel about this whole thing. Anyway, this going back to the story, the girl, I spoke to her brother. So they said, okay, what they're gonna do is they're gonna send me money, and then when they send me money, and I'm gonna use that money and send to them. And I'm like, why did this guy, if you say he is a politician, why didn't he send the money to himself? And he was like, oh, because of the current situation in Nigeria, that, you know, he doesn't want to, you know, the EFCC to come after him. That's why. And I bought the story, honestly. And being that I'm the type of person that I feel very sympathetic with people, I kind of felt like, oh, let me help this guy. It's not just helping him, but also helping this so-called friend of mine who said it's her brother. You know, I felt like I was helping someone. Anyway, it turns out that they went ahead and they sent some money into my bank account. They sent the first amount of money. They sent $10,000. I think about it was $10,100 and something into my bank account. So of course, you know, that would raise an alarm. The bank started calling me, asking me questions, and they were like, you know, somebody just sent a huge amount of money in your bank account. And I'm like, yeah, I said, yeah, it's my friend, because, you know, I'm trying to help somebody, you understand? And before we even went ahead and did any of these transactions, I did say to this person that I did not want anything from this money. You know, I'm just trying to help you. And she was like, no, you should take your own cut. You know, you should take your own cut. If you don't want it, you could give it to me. And I'm like, I wasn't doing it because I wanted to gain something from it. I was actually doing it for her and her brother. You understand? Knowing the history of their, you know, their life. You understand? I mean, I know it's hard. I have my own problems here in America, but I'm still better off. I have a job that I could work and also pay my bills. As long as we're here paying our bills, everybody has credit card. Not everybody, but almost everybody has a credit card. You know, we have bills to pay. You know, we don't pay rent here yearly. We pay rent every month. We have electric bill, we have gas bill, you have car insurance, you have car gas to buy your cars. You gotta maintain your car. You know, and plus on top of that, you gotta feed yourself. And also there's multiple things where people pay, you know, for. You know, living here in this country is not easy, you know. So I didn't, you know, need you to help me. Like you said, you were doing it because you wanted to help me. How did that help me that I ended up with bills? This is the cars that I bought and sent to them, because after they paid that $10,000, the bank called me and I was able to, you know, to convince the bank, and they, at the end of the day, they refused, you know, even accepting the money. They had to send the money back to the original method of payment. So they went ahead. Again and sent another $5,000. So when they now sent the $5,000, the bank called me again, and, you know, was questioning me, asking me, you know, where this money is coming from. If I could remember correctly, I spoke to one of the bank representative on the phone, and he says to me, if you're helping someone, if someone is sending you money to help them buy something, at the end of the day, you are going to end up in debt. And I was like, I don't know how I was going to end up in debt, because actually the account that I gave to these people was a credit card account. And on the credit card, I have maxed out my credit, my, you know, money that I'm allowed to spend on that account. So I felt like, because I've maxed it out, there's no possibility of them being able to charge any money on their account. But it so happened that they sent me the $5,000, and after arguing with the bank, and, you know, later on the next day, it turns out that the bank wrote to me telling me that they ended up seizing their $5,000 that is sent to me, because I actually owed on that bank account. So they said, we're going to keep this for the money that was owed on that account, you know. So I said, okay. And, you know, it kind of like killed my spirit. So I came back and I told these people that this is what happened. This is what the bank said, that, you know, because I owed on that account, so they're not going to release the $5,000 that you sent. And, you know, me being me, I said, okay, so since the bank has seized the money, and the whole point of me even going into this money thing was for these two people to be able to gain something. So, you know, after the bank seized the money, I kind of like sat back and I was like, you know, it just made me feel so bad. At the end of the day, it looked like the whole situation kind of like benefited me more. So it kind of made me feel so guilty. So what I did was I went ahead and I sent my own money, cash, you know, understand? So because I actually started even communicating with this person's brother more than even her in questions. Or maybe, you know, like I communicate with him more than I was communicating with her. But also maybe he was communicating to her, but every time I tell her something, she act like she's just hearing from me, you know, like, you know, how everything will play out. Anyway, so it comes to a point where I decided that, okay, since the bank says the $5,000, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to just sit back and fold my hands. I said, okay, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be paying you guys that money in installment till I pay it off, because I don't want it to look like it favored me, because the whole point, like I said, you know, the first time, the whole point of me even accepting to do this business was for her and him to gain. And I remember during one of the days that he seized the money, I was talking to her on the phone and she was like, oh, I'm so disappointed. I thought at least I would get like $30,000, 30,000 naira from that amount of money. Yeah, understand? After I got off the phone with her, and I was like, oh my God, look at, you know, this poor girl. She was hoping, but look at how the disappointment play out. You understand? She probably must have cursed me out. Who knows? I'm just saying. I don't know if that's what happened, you know, but knowing the type of people these people are, I'm just saying. So when she said that, I came home, and the next day I said, okay, and I texted the brother. And before I even told the brother that I was going to send him money, he was asking me to borrow him 100,000 naira, that he needed to do a business. And when it's borrow, you know, it's loaning, he was going to loan, and I was going to loan him the money. And then when he does the business, he will refund the money back to me. But I know it wasn't true, because I didn't really trust these people, first of all. Anyway, so he said that. So when he said that, you know, going back to me thinking about the money that the bank has seized, I said, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sending you guys money until I pay off that $5,000 that the bank seized, because, you know, and I went ahead there a couple of days after, and I went and sent them about $358. And when I wanted to send his money, I contacted the guy. I said, okay, I have money here. I want to send to you. How do you want me to send it to you? And you know why? Something that, you know, also was very, very suspicious to me was because every time I was talking to this guy, he has never disclosed his, you know, his identity. He has never, I don't know how he looks like, you know. So when that time come for me to send them money, I called him. I wrote to him. I said, hey, by the way, I have some money here I want to send to you. How do you want me to send the money to you? Do you have a bank account? Do you have, do you want me to send it through Western Union or MoneyGram? So we ended up saying, okay, we'll send it through Western Union. No, actually MoneyGram. But the day I went to MoneyGram, I wanted to pee so bad. I couldn't stay and wait to go into the MoneyGram. So the next day I said, okay, I called the friend, the so-called friend who is related to this guy. And then he said, okay, the money in, because he didn't want me to know who he was. And that was kind of like alarming. It was an alarming, you know, like people are hiding. When you see people hiding their identity, when you see people hiding their pictures, something is up. When they're using fake names, something is up. It's not clean. You better run away. Anyway, so I ended up sending her the money, and thereafter, I don't know what happened. But that was how the story, you know, kind of came about. So I sent the money to them, and this thing happened. It was like 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after this whole money thing happened. And also that account that the bank sees the money from, I usually pay my bills every first of the month. So coming the 1st of October, I went into the account to see, because I wanted to pay my bills. I don't want to pay my bills late, because if you pay bills late, you're going to get a late payment fee. And I didn't want that. So I went and logged into the account to see if to set up, you know, the account to pay the bill. So I went into the account, and when I went into the account, I saw that the $5,000 they had sent to me was refunded. And before then, when they send out $5,000, after that they send another $2,000. So when they send the $2,000, they would like each time they send money inside, these guys were like always rushing me to go and cash the money. And I'm like, what is the rush? But after this time, I haven't put a one or two things together. I didn't know why they were rushing. So they would rush me, oh, go take all the money. And sometimes I just use my common sense and say, you know what, because this is a credit card account. If I pay my bills, it does take a couple of days before the money becomes available for me to spend. So sometimes when they say, oh, go and check, I'll just find one story and tell them. But, you know, so it so happened that they sent me $2,000. So the $2,000 they sent me, I was able to spend. I bought this eBay card. And even when I went to get the eBay cards, they didn't want to sell them to me because they kept asking me, is someone trying to fraud you? Is someone pressuring you? And I would say no. You know, like there was a whole lot of trouble even getting these cards because they say people are using them to scam. I mean, I never really heard about this before. So these are the cards that I ended up sending to them from the money that they sent to me. So going back to the story of me going back to pay my bills. So when I went to pay my bills, I saw that all the money they had sent to me was gone back to their method of payment. So plus that $2,000 that I ended up spending almost, how much? I think I spent almost $700 from that account, from that $2,000. So what the bank did was they returned the money to the original method of payment and also now put credit on my head on the one that I spent. And that was what I was like, oh my God. Then in my mind now took me back to what that guy said before. She said, if you're helping somebody, if someone is sending you money to buy something and send to them, you're going to end up with credit. And I was like, oh my God. So the moment I saw that all the money was refunded to the owner, I kind of like called them up. I texted the guy, I said, oh, the money has refunded. And now the money that I spent in buying you guys these cards is now put as credit on my head to pay. And they were like, what the guy said to me was like, that is it not the bank that keep refunding the money, you know? And I was like, oh my God. So I went ahead and I made some calls and I spoke to some friends. So when I spoke to some friends, my friends told me that, oh my goodness, this is what happened. That these people actually they steal people's bank accounts. And, you know, they want to steal money inside. And at the end of the day, I'm the one who's going to be in trouble because the money was transferred from their account to my account. So I'm the one who's going to be in trouble. That I'm even so lucky that the FBI didn't show up on my door, that I could get arrested. I was like, really? You know, and I was like, oh my God. So this is why the bank keep refunding the money back, because it wasn't their money. So ultimately what happened was the people who they stole their bank account would have gone to call the bank and tell them, I want my money back. I know they have fraud protection. So ultimately it was, you know, people's bank account that it goes still to come and use the money and transfer to people's bank account. And so they wanted to put their enemy in trouble. They wanted to put their family in trouble, not me, because God has been so good to me. First of all, if God wasn't so good to me, that $10,000 that they put in their account would have been, you know, approved in the bank account. And then when that was approved, I would have used it to buy things and send to them. And at the end of the day, when the owner of the bank, the owner of the account comes and wants his money back, who is going to be in debt for $10,000 for people who I don't even know? You understand? So first of all, I thank God for that, because they didn't make it. They made away with some money, but you know, it's amount of money that is not $10,000. I'm not going to say how much it is, but it's a few, you know, a few dollars that it made up with, that I'm trying for them to pay now. And it so happened that the so-called person who was my, you know, my mutual, was a friend of mine from the start, you know, she's like trying to like clear herself, like get herself out of the situation. She was telling me that, oh, I did warn you before that don't give your money to these people. I did not give my money to these people. Okay, you understand? And she is claiming that she didn't know what happened, that, you know, but it's so I don't believe it, because you have an idea. First of all, if you don't have an idea of what was going on, first of all, did you forget that you told me that they've been doing this? So you want to tell me that you didn't know what they were doing? You understand? You didn't know what they were doing in the first place. And first of all, it's your fault, because You were the person who introduced me to these people. I don't know these people before. I don't know your brother before. You understand? You were the person who introduced me to this, your brother, your so-called brother. I don't know if he's a brother or it is a guy that you're claiming is your brother, for me to feel sorry for you if you say he is your brother, you know. Secondly, you're claiming that you don't know anything about it, that it's my fault that I send them money. It's not my fault that I never met this guy. You are the one who introduced me and you told me he's your brother. You understand? And that was why, because I wanted to help you, I kind of like got convinced and think that you were actually, you know, needed that help, and that I was trying to help you, not that you guys were trying to get me into trouble. You understand? I would have been arrested for something I didn't even know anything about. You understand? And saying this, people might look at me and be like, oh, why would she say she didn't know? I swear to God, I have never even heard about something like this, because maybe because of the way my life is, I don't pay attention to a lot of things. I work a lot, you know. Like, I never even knew about these cards until when I started going to the stores to buy them, and they were telling me, oh, these cards are the latest, like one of the fraud that people are using to get money from people. I didn't even know about them. You understand? And usually for me, I'll go and make research about things, but I didn't have time to research because I was going through a whole lot of things. I was going through a lot of stress from work, and then when I come back from work, I'm tired. I work multiple jobs, and I'm tired to research things. Sometimes I feel so reluctant. I didn't have time to go and check. You understand? So yes, I blame myself for even putting up with this person and even accepting, you know, to get involved in this thing. I've learned my lesson from that. I'm not going to excuse that. But if you are telling me that you didn't know anything about this and you're making it look like it's my fault that I gave them my money, I didn't give them money. It was the money that I used in buying things for them, and also the part of the money that I sent to you, because I thought the bank had seized $5,000. That was why, you know, I sent that money to you. You understand? Because I wanted to send it to him. He said, because he didn't want to, you know, declare his identity, he's trying to hide, but it's trying to put you in trouble. You understand? Anyway, the point of me doing this video is to let you guys know what is going on. And, you know, if they don't give me no choice, I'm going to come back here and I'm going to be calling names. And I did, as much as I didn't want to go that far, if they don't give me back my money, because right now it's been like almost a month, it's been story this, story that. So you guys are so quick to blow up that kind of a money. You understand? You see how senseless you guys are. You understand? You've eaten the money, now you don't have it. You understand? These are people who claim that they're broke. So suddenly you got $1 million and you've blown it in one day. You still don't have nothing. So it doesn't make sense. So you guys to find my money and pay me my money. If you don't pay my money, I'm going to be calling names here, and I don't care. You understand? I don't care what anybody thinks. It's money. Money is the #1 problem in this country. Even here in America, money is the #1 cause of divorce in here in this country. Money is the #1 cause destruction in relationship and even families. I know some people who don't talk to their parents because of money. Some people who don't talk to their families because of money. So money plays a whole role in life. You understand? Money could cause you to have problems with people, just like I'm having problems with you now. If I didn't get involved with this and it didn't involve money, we would not even be sitting down here today. So money plays a big role in our lives. You understand? If you don't have money, you're going to be thrown out of your apartment. You understand? You got to pay. Everything got to be paid for in this country. So this is the reason why I came here to do this video. And guys, please, like I said, you know, put your opinion on the comment section, because this person is trying to tell me that they didn't have an idea of what the brother was going to do. So let me know your opinion on the comment section, and let's keep the discussion going. I thank you guys so much. If you have watched this video to this point, I appreciate it so much. And also please remember to subscribe, like, and also share this video so other people also will gain from this experience, because if I had seen videos like this, I wouldn't have fallen for this bullshit, but I didn't. You understand? So please share it so other people will learn from it. And I thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I'm going to be bringing more videos to you guys. I thank you guys. Stay safe. Love you. Bye bye.